Yo guys, what is up? It is Nocturnality here, bringing you a brand new video on Blade and Soul Unreal Engine 4 update, and this is on my dual blade alt character. So this is with the Lotus Spec, and this is the talents that I have set out for it, and this is the gear over here. You're welcome to pause the video and just look at it and see what I have here, just to have an idea. But today I just wanted to talk a little bit more about it. The video that I uploaded yesterday was just a testing. This is some more testing. Currently there that I know of, that with the Lotus Spec, there are two different buffs that you can get or you can use. There is wind and there is earth. So from personally just testing, and this might come down to depending on gear, that with the sky buff, it does, or the wind buff, it does do more DPS. So sky buff equal more DPS. The wind buff, or earth, sorry, the earth buff will it's going to give you a little bit less DPS than you would get with the wind. However, with the wind buff, you do use more focus, so you tend to run out, which is, if you don't know, your focus is this these little bubbles, or there might be a bar here, it just depends. So yeah, your focus is right down here. I found, at least through my testing, and this is just with a macro of T, which is R and B, by the way, T and C, which will give you the wind buff, and T and 4 will give you the earth buff. The macroing just the T and the C, which is the wind buff, tends to use a lot more focus, and I have noticed in some actually all situations it just runs out. So I'm not sure, like, if there needs to be another skill that needs to be used or a skill that doesn't need to be used. I'm not quite sure, because there's not enough information on all this quite yet. I'm sure that someone would have eventually figured this out, figure out the best way to be able to use that. So but I'm going to show you both of those buffs in this video and how they work with the macro. So I'm just going to make sure that I have my macro. I'm going to show you guys the earth buff first. So I already have it set up. And this is with obviously using simple mode, so simple mode plus a macro. I'm not sure if that's really the most efficient way, but this is the best way, the easiest thing I found for myself. But yeah, and some people have asked me what kind of setup that I have. I have the CPU that I have is a Intel i7-10700K, and the GPU that I have is an RTX 2060, and I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. My CPU is overclocked to 5 gigahertz. So yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and get this started. So you want to do tab as your starter. Obviously use your talisman as well. So this is with the earth buff. So that was about a little bit over a minute with the earth buff. I messed up there when using the V skill. You can use V in between, when you're using your tab, to get a little bit more TPS. But yeah, as you can see, we just a little bit over a minute and a half or so, or whatever. We got at 3.3 million. It's more like 3.2, sometimes 3.1, just really depends. So now we're going to switch the macro to the T and C, which will give you the sky buff, which is supposed to be more DPS. But as I've said in my testing alone, just from personal testing, it does use a more chi, and sometimes it just runs out and just screws the whole thing up. So, but we're gonna go ahead and show you how that works. You want to make sure that when you use your tab that you are close to your target, your boss or whatever, or because it does do damage over time. So if you're like far back here, you activate your tab and you use like your 2 to dash in. Your tab isn't the little rose petal thing that's on the ground will not do any damage, obviously. So just make sure you're close to your opponent when you activate your tab.
Caught up, stuck, locked in a cage. I can't make it out this way. My heart hurts and I'm trapped in my headspace. Numb me till I can't feel my face. I like it better when I can't feel anything. I won't let you bring me down. Pick me up and knock me down. I feel like we're all lost, not found.
Alright, I'm just gonna stop it there because you can see it kind of messes up with the macro on the when you're using the wind buff. So I'm not sure why it does that. Try adding a delay on the macro. It just kind of does the same thing. Actually makes it worse. But yeah, it will do a lot more DPS. I can definitely tell that it would if everything was working correctly. But as you can see, as you saw, it just ran out of focus there. And I think it's because that that with the macro, it might be activating downfall too quickly. Because you have to activate the sky buff, you have to do downfall then upturn. It's vice versa for the earth buff. But yeah, that's pretty much as wanted to show you guys. Honestly, I just prefer just the ease and comfort of not having to worry about running out of chi, so that's why I just kind of stick with the earth buff. At least until I have better gear, or at least until someone figures out a better way of making this work. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what other kind of videos you would like to see on Blade and Soul, especially with the dual blade class. We'll do more tests, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on all of that. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. It's been Nocturnality, and I'm out.